Guys, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, wow, that was in sync.
Yeah, we've been practicing.
So talk to me about the concept behind this festival. I see it says 10 nights of comedy that don't involve the walk of shame.
Yes. Well, I think it's exactly that. I think that we love the play on words with a one-night stand, and hopefully most people who've had an adventure in their lives have had a one-night stand. Have you had a one-night stand?
Oh, goodness.
Let's find out.
But that's generally the action. The reaction, and we take that reaction as, yes, you've definitely had a one-night stand, and you just don't want to talk about it on national television. But one-night stands is a celebration without the walk of shame the next day. So we believe that, look, the South African comedy scene is definitely world-class, and I think that that's an understatement. And very often people just don't get to see enough South African comedy. So we've taken our favorite acts and given them each a brilliant platform at the Auto and General Theatre on the Square in Sandton. And instead of doing a run of shows, which has become so difficult and so costly, we've been able to create a platform where you get the best of the best, each delivering their best hour of stand-up comedy for an entire week of, I think, absolutely spectacular stand-up comedy. It starts with the three of us, so, well, there's two of us here today, but of course Donovan is not here, and we'll do Goliath and Goliath on Tuesday night to open it all off, and then it's absolute rock and roll for the next couple of days.
Nicholas, talk to me about some of the comedians that people can see.
Well, like Jason was saying, we've got the best comics in the country, so we've got guys like Taylor Oliver, we've got Mark Banks, a veteran, we've got Carl Joshua Ngube, Zimbabwe's biggest comedian, Carvin Goldstone, an amazing performer from Durban.
And Comic of the Year currently. So he won Comic of the Year and Best Solo Performer last year at the Comics Choice Awards. Very exciting.
Yeah, we've got Nina Hasty, we've got Leetlem Simang.
We've got Noko on.
Yeah, and the open mic nights, which is like our up-and-coming acts that are doing well but are not at the one-man show yet level. And that'll be happening, I think, on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And it's also going to be just an amazing show.
How do you guys keep coming up with new material?
Life. Every day something happens.
That's the greatest answer.
Yeah.
Life.
We use a lot of observation on just normal things that everybody sees every day, but you never look for the humorous side. It doesn't matter what information you feed us, we're always trying to find the joke.
I think I watched a conversation between the two greats, Jerry Seinfeld and Eddie Murphy, the other day, and even they said that, you know, one of the beauties of this thing is that as long as we keep going, you keep living. Every day is a different experience. Every day is going to bring a new funny, and our brains just kind of get trained to get funny fit. So you just become a punchline hunter, you know. So we just go through every day waiting for somebody to do something funny, and from that, generally, a lot of stuff builds, and eventually we have a show, we hope.
What is it that South Africans find funny? Because obviously what Americans find funny isn't necessarily what's funny to the British. So what is it that South Africans that you find funny?
I think they find everyday life funny. So the things, like I was saying, you know, it's about talking about the things we see at work, on the roads, wherever we are. Those are the things, because you can relate to that. Next time you see, I have a joke about a windmill. I can't tell it now because there are kids watching. But it's the type of thing that every time you drive past a windmill, you're going to think about that joke. And I think that's the big thing. They just want to find the humor in the madness that is South Africa.
I think our past also plays a big part in terms of what South Africans find funny and how our sense of humor is honed. You know, when you perform in the rest of the world, you realize how sensitive they are to subjects like race, which is something that as a South African we've been forced to deal with, and it's been so in our faces that humor eventually became kind of a coping mechanism. So South African audiences, I find, are far more robust. They're far more kind of open to allowing you to express yourself, but there's a much harder consequence when you cross the line. So South Africans will allow you to get as close to the line as you'd like, but the second you cross the line, they will let you know, and you will leave sad.
Sad?
Sad. There's nothing like a death on stage. When a set goes bad, you're sad for a week. That's just the way it works. It's heavy.
So where can people find out more about this festival?
So you can check out Goliath and Goliath. Everything's on our website. They can get tickets at CompuTicket. And yeah, it's just come to all of the shows. I want to say, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, come to all of the shows. Take leave. Phone the doctor now. and get your sick note.
You don't need leave. Nicholas is making it too much. It's going to be a quick night out. It's in Sandton, so like you're going to be able to impress, which is my camera. I'm going to do this seriously. It's going to be a quick night out. You know your relationship is on the rocks. Do a little thing. The tickets are actually very, very cheap. But you're taking your woman to Nelson Mandela Square. You can take Instagram pictures after that, so that her friends at work think you're doing even better than you actually are. Just do the right thing.
All right, Goliath and Goliath, thank you guys so much for coming, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. And are you coming to the shows?
Absolutely.
Just say yes.
Yes.
We'll see you all there.
We'll be there.